Hello guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. For my returning subscribers, you know you are the real MVP, and for my first timers, you are very welcome to the channel. My name is Igwe Chedama, and in today's tutorial we're going to be making this shirt with a feather sleeve. So without further ado, let's dive right into the tutorial. But before then guys, please support the channel if you haven't already by subscribing. Thank you very much. Then now let's get started. So right here I have marked the baseline, or should I say the hem, okay, the full length of the shirt, and then on this side where my tape is right now is going to be the bottom placket, and it's 3 inches. I made it 3 inches, but you can do whatever you want. You can make it 4 or 2 depending on what you want, or even more than that. Okay, so the full length of this shirt is 35. I made it 35 inches. Okay, so placing my tape still like that, I'm going to take the waist measurement, like the waistline. I just marked it there, is 19, and then I took the bust measurement, and then I'm going to mark the armhole line as well. So this is what I just did now: the armhole, the bust, and then the waistline. So placing my tape, I'm going to mark the shoulder divided by 2, and that is 8 inches. So I just marked it there, connected it to the armhole side, and then I'm going to go down by 1 inch, which will serve as the shoulder slope. And then coming over to the neckline side, I'm going to go in by 3.5 inches for the neck width. Then I'll come down by 3 inches for the neck depth. And remember, I'm taking all my measurements from the line I marked, like from the bottom placket. Okay, so you can see I've done that, and then I'm marking the line covering the neckline, and then right here I'm going to take the other bust body measurement. Starting with the bust line, I'm going to take the bust measurement divided by 4, and then I'm going to add 2 inches for allowance. Right here I was just contemplating whether to use 1.5 for the allowance or 2 inches, but at the end of the day I settled for 2 inches though. Then right here at the waistline, I'm going to also take the waist measurement divided by 4, and then I'm going to add 2 inches allowance, just like I did at the bust point. I used 2 inches, just the same way I did at the bust point. Then right here at the hip line, I'm also going to do the same thing. Take the hip measurement divided by 4, and then add 2 inches allowance, and that's just it. Right here I'm done cutting out everything. So I've opened up the bottom placket, and then I'm going to just use one of it to cut the other one. So this is it. Right here I'm trying to cut the neckline of the back block, but I noticed that it was a bit off camera, so I'm using this paper to illustrate. So you can see from the front block I went up by 3 inches from the shoulder line, just like you have seen here. And also take note that I shifted my front block, like from the side of the bottom placket, before placing it on the back block. Please take note of that. Shift your placket, your bottom placket, and place it on the back block, just like you have seen on this video. Then you can see the way I folded it, and then made a curve to connect to the front neckline, just like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. And still unfold the 3 inches we went up by. We're going to cut out the armhole. My normal fabric was no longer staying in place, so I had to use pin to hold it down. After holding it, just go ahead and cut off the armhole just like this. Now the next thing to do is to cut out the rest of the pattern, just following the same way that the front is. So after cutting the neckline, the armhole, then follow the same measurement as the front block to cut out the back. And then after that I am going up from the hem by 4 inches, but this is optional. This is because I want to curve the down the side of it. But if you don't want to curve yours, you can leave it straight like that and it's fine. So I just curved it this way and I'm going ahead to cut it out. Now moving over to the sleeve, I already marked a starting line across, and from that starting line I came down by 5 inches. So coming down by 5 inches, I'm going to mark the line across. After marking the line across, I'm going to take the round arm measurement, and the one I'm working with here is 8 inches. But I'm going to mark 9 inches, and 1 inch will be for the allowance. You can see I have 9 inches here. So after marking that, I'm just going to curve it to meet the starting line, just like this. Take note that you won't cut your shirt sleeve the same way you will cut your normal sleeve. If you check properly where my hand is, where I'm curving this starting point, where I curved into, I didn't make it very pointy, just like your normal sleeve. You can see what I had there. So I'll connect it to meet the down part, and the full length of the sleeve is 19 inches, just like you've seen here. It's 19 inches. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out now. So this is the feathers that I'm going to attach to the hem of this sleeve. So this is the feathers I'm going to use. I'm just going to attach it this way. This feathers is I bought 10 yards, so 5 yards for each. So right here I am done joining the front and the back, and this is what we have, and I have also gone ahead to fold the bottom placket. So the next thing I'm going to do here is to measure the round neckline of this sleeve so that I'll be able to cut our collar. After measuring round, I had 23 inches. So I have folded another piece of fabric into 4. I folded it first and I folded it again. So having 12 inches, that's 1 inch for allowance. I had 23, I think 23 and a half after measuring the neckline round. So going up from this side, I went up by 2.5, that's 2.5 inches, and then from the 2.5 inches I went up by 3 inches. You can decide how short or long or big you want your collar to be. So at this other side, I'm going to measure 2 inches. The other side I measure 2.5. Right here I am measuring 2 inches. So on this other side, from the 2 inches I'll go up by 2.5. Remember, on the other side, the first line I marked was 2.5. The second one was 3. Then back to this side, I had 2 inches as to 2.5 on the other side, and then the other side I have 2.5 as to 3 on the other side. Okay, so I came in by 2 inches from this down one, and I'm going to connect it to this upper one, then curve the down one just like this. There's no measurement for the down one, the curving and the connecting, so just curve it like this. I just went up by 2 inches from this line, the first line I marked, and then from there I connected it to the upper side and then curved the down part. Okay, so after that I'm going to, from this down part right here, I went up by 3/4 inch. It's not up to a 1/2 inch, so I went up by 3/4 inch, and I'm going to connect it down to meet the end of the other side, just like this. Have you subscribed to the channel yet? Please, if you haven't already, please do subscribe. Just hit that red subscribe button on your right, please. And if you have already, thank you so much. And also, do not forget to like the video. And do you have any comment, any question at all? Drop it. Just drop it to the comment section, and be rest assured I will reply ASAP. Whatever question you have, I'll reply you. So right here, I'm done marking, and then I just cut it out, as you can see. So opening it up, this is what I have. See the way it's looking. The upper side is a bit curved, so that is why when you mark 2 on one side, you mark 1.5 on the other side. If you mark 2.5, mark 2 on the other side, just like I did, so you have it this shape. Okay, because I like cutting my collar this way instead of cutting the down part first and then the upper side second, thereby attaching it. I just prefer it that way. So right here I am joining it to the shirt, the shoulder of the shirt. That's the neckline, I mean to say. I really didn't know that the camera was too close. I mean, it's almost difficult to see what I was doing here, but let me just try to explain. Like I said, I've attached it to the neckline, and what I'm showing you here is the other side. That is the side I'm going to use, as in I'm going to start sewing. I'll pin this side that is open, and then I'll sew from the other side. It's called sewing in the deep, and when I'm done sewing, you're not really going to see where I stitched from. Like, you're not going to see my stitch. It's going to look very neat. So it's usually, this method of sewing is usually used when you're attaching your waistband to your trouser, sewing in the deep. So it's going to make your work come out very neat. Yeah. Okay, so this is the feathers that I'm going to attach to the sleeve now. So we're about to cut it and then attach. So I'm going to show you how I did the cutting and then go ahead to start sewing. So this is my sleeve right here. I have attached to the armhole of the shirt already. So that's why it's moving this way. And the breeze also was kind of much, like it was too much. That day was windy, the day I was sewing, and I was outside. So breeze was disturbing me. So you can see on this other side, I had marked 1/2 inch on the other side before placing my tape to get the full measurement of the sleeve. You can see the chalk I marked on the two ends. That is the side I'm going to use to shape the sleeve. So after measuring, I had 15 inches. So that is what I'm going to use to cut these feathers now. Okay, so after I marked 1/2 inch on both sides of the sleeve, which is going to serve as my stitching allowance, I then checked what I had left. So with that, I'm going to use it to cut these feathers. I'm just going to cut it now, and then I'll start going ahead to stitch to the sleeves. So starting off, as you can see, I'm about to join the first one. And before you do this, because of the way this feather is, it's a bit sticky. If you sew it that way, it's going to be difficult for you. So I used my machine oil to apply to the head, the tip of this feather before sewing. I'm sorry, I didn't know that I didn't record that part. I thought it was recorded, but just make sure you use your machine oil at the head before you stitch or attach it to your sleeve. If not, it will be sticky. So as the breeze wasn't allowing me to do much, so I'm just illustrating with you with my hand here. So I have attached the first one, and this is the second one. Thank you so much for watching, guys. See you in my next one. Bye.